That road's like moving pretty fast and stuff.
Come on, Beavis. Just start running really fast as soon as you hit the ground.
Greetings, my lord, and welcome back. Yes, well, today we're going to go and look at what happens when you put some things together that can move. Because after all, one of these days you're going to ask me to build you a coach, and, well, you know, we certainly want to know how to do that. So let's get right to it, shall we? Yes, welcome back, builders. It's Torondor the Builder here, and today we are going to work through the episode putting the cart before the horse. Because they don't have horses just yet in Medieval Engineers. So, but we are going to see how we can go ahead and build carts and movable things. Because frankly, if we ever get into survival mode, we're going to have to be hauling timber and stone and other building materials around, and unlike Minecraft where you can carry metric tons and metric tons in your backpack, here you can't do that. Okay, so now remember yesterday we talked about the J key, and the J key is where you either build attached to the grid or unattached. So there's two ways you can really go about doing this. Normally, because obviously you do not want this structure eventually rooted to the ground here, you can start, if you like, with the J key depressed and have a free floating block of wood. Or another way to do it, which can give you a little bit more, it requires one or two extra pieces, but otherwise it should work just fine. And that is by using the an extra block or two. You see how I've got that extra block at the bottom? Well, basically, once I go and break that block, ta-da, this becomes a free-floating piece. It is no longer anchored down. So, as you can see, why is it not going that way? Come here. Let's go and get rid of you. Bam. Oh yeah, by the way, you can use the shift button to do a planar area, and it just like you can use control to do a linear area. So anyway, all right, we're going to start with that, and I'm going to build us a cart. Now, in building that cart, let's see, we want to make it long, because it and wide, but not so wide and long that we can't like control it. So there we go. All right, now we also need to have, we're gonna want to put some wheels and some sides on it so that we can actually move this thing around. Now there's a kind of a key to building axles and the like in here. Alright, so let's say for a moment, let's do it the wrong way first. That way you can see what I mean. So let's say we come down here and we go and we put some, where's a round one? Two is round timbers, and rotate them the right way, and see, I can't even put them on like that because they won't attach. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, look at that. It became detached. See, it didn't even want to stay on there. So here's the thing. We need to figure out a way to go and attach our pieces to our cart. Now let's say you do something like that, and then you come across here and you say, alright, I'm going to go ahead and put my, there we are, there's a wheel, right? And then over here, here's a wheel. And there we go. Now, the only problem with this is if I go and, well, first of all, those wheels are not in the right plane, are they? Oh, yeah, they are. Now, let's go back to, I think one. There we go. Now, come on. If we go and set this guy upright, Well, yeah, obviously I've done that too. I didn't put them in the right place. But, as you can see, those wheels are not turning. They're not turning. They're not turning. So that's not good. Right? So obviously we don't want to have it so that they won't turn. So let's go ahead and get rid of this. Sorry, I will clean up in just a moment, Mom. And... There we go. Oh, nope. Nope. There we go. Okay. So one of the things we want to use is essentially what is an axle block. It's also called a catch block, number 6. And if I just set this on the ground, you can kind of see what it is. It's a square block with a round dowel or block inside it. Now that is, for all intents and purposes, really? Come on. Oh, okay. Why won't it let me delete it? Really? Come on. There we go. Alright. Sorry, it took me a moment to get it to obey my wishes. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start, and we're going to place... Oh, whoops. Go the other way with it. There we go. Now there's the bottom of our cart. So now if that's the bottom of our cart, let's go ahead and we are going to put, and I'm going to orient these things the right way because I'm just that way. Now we're going to give our cart a little bit of standoff. Now I know that when it comes to a person moving a cart, typically what you've probably seen, actually, I don't know that I really need them. I think that'll be plenty off the ground with that. So let's go ahead and delete these guys. Sorry about that. That actually might be a little too narrow. What do you think? Should we make it a little bigger? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and make it a little bit wider. So we will come over here and rotate it the right way. And there we go. That's an extra 2 strips. That should be plenty. Alright, so going back to our wheels. So we need to essentially put not just axle blocks, but we're then going to go ahead and put axles in between them. That will help our parts to rotate all together. There we go. And there we go. Now it's starting to look like a car, huh? Right? Now, what I was saying earlier is that normally, and by the way, these are, there is a right way and a wrong way to put these on here. That's really the side that should be out, facing outward. And we'll come over here and do the same thing there. Now, there's a problem if we try to put these guys on, because as you can see, they can't be placed down into the ground. So at the moment, we really can't go and attach these. Now, there's a couple ways around that. Number one, I could have built this with a bit more of a standoff, and I could have gone from there. But that's okay. We're gonna make it regardless. What I was getting at earlier, though, was that there are a lot of carts that you will typically see. 4. Go ahead and make it 4. I think it's 4 is what I was thinking. Yeah, because then I can go like this. 4, 4, and go across. So it kind of looks a little bit ladder-like or latticey-like. What are we doing here? Why? So I'm always looking for the grain of the end grain of the wood. There we go. There we go. Now, certainly you could make your cart fully enclosed. You don't have to make it open like this or anything along those lines. So, there we go. Now, let's come over here. Now let's get rid of that guy right there. Alright. Whoa! Holy cannoli. Alright. Alright, well, needless to say, we certainly got off of that piece, so we should be able to go and get this guy up here and in place. Oh, oh darn it. That's not what I wanted to do. Place, not delete. There we go. Alright, now we've got 2 wheels, and now we just need to go... Now, why can I not get you to rotate? Alright, here we go. One of the things that I have found is how to actually manipulate these things. And there we go. Alright. So, now we have our cart. Alright, it's obviously not in the right spot. It's not in the right way. And the other thing, too, is that we don't... Unfortunately, the blocks themselves... whether it's character tools or rope or anything like that, we don't seem to have any means of actually like pulling on this thing, at least not that I can tell. So we are going to go ahead, let's go ahead and drag our rope down here, and what I'm going to do in order to pick this up and set it upright, I'm going to point at it, Control X, which will delete that object, but it will put it into the clipboard, which means I can Control V and paste it back in. Okay, there we go. I got it. I got it. No problem. Although, why is it not letting me... Oh, because I have to free float it in order to place it down. So there we go. There's our cart. Our cart is a free rolling monstrosity. Yeah, pay no attention to that cart over there. He was not free range, or he was not free rolling, and he went off the deep end. So obviously, one of the things that we can do once we have the wheel and axle down is, well, gosh, all sorts of things. Certainly, we can push our carts along. That is going to be kind of critical because you can then have the first automobile accident or cart accident or whatever you want to call it. Let's see if I can go and push this guy back over. I don't know that I can. See, this is my biggest problem with this game is the manipulation of things. Like once they go haywire, it's like, do I have to destroy this thing in order to get it to go? Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to rotate it back into place and drop it back down. Okay, alright, now it's back. It's back in action again, but it's already heading downhill. Let's give it a push and see what happens. This is a kind of a hilly area right here. Push our cart all the way over here. I guess it would be helpful if I had a way to see, wouldn't it? Alright. There we go. That's a little more steady. Wow. Yeah, we come a long way. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, we might... Okay, there it goes. It does seem to have stopped. Hooray! Now, just so you know, there are other types of... Another type, I should say, of catch block, and that's the lock catch block. That one has a small switch that basically will... Oh, look at that. See, they actually have an extended catch block, with different parts to it. Axle parts to one side, axle parts to both sides, etc., etc. You can get those by actually scrolling your mouse button. Oh wow, look at that. Catch block closed. Oh, that's interesting. That's a catch block that's only on the one side. And a catch block that's extended. Oh, I see. So they have a catch block, they have the catch block extended, and then they have the catch block closed. Okay. Well, there you go. Well, that all depends on what you're trying to build. In our case, we were trying to run the axle together so that these wheels presumably turn in unison. Yeah. Don't go anywhere. Okay. Alright. So the other element that I was going to go and show you, if this guy would stop trying to go back downhill. There we go. So obviously the simpler the cart you make, the easier it might be to control. Also, you might want to make it so you can see a little better. Mine, unfortunately, you cannot. Push on the right side to go left and push on the left side to go right. And that's about the size of it for carts. Now again, you can certainly go and use it for transporting. Let's see here, we have stone. Oh, not tables. Stone. What the heck was that? Did I hear something. Is that a deer? Is that really what the deer sound like? Let's get rid of that. And go into flying mode. Is there a deer stuck somewhere? Oh, wait. I see. There is a deer. Okay. I'm back. Yeah, let's see. All right. Well, man, check that deer out. It's obviously the AI leaves a little to be desired. I don't know why he is continuing to run around and around and around. And maybe I can put some stone there to block his path. I don't know. No, he is leaping over them, leaping from tree to tree. Anyway, yeah, so obviously that's one of the only animals in here. But yeah, this is one of the things that you're going to, oops, we're going to go and be using. We're going to be using our cart to carry stone and timbers and things like that. Sorry, not timbers, logs. Let's see, can we manipulate that? There we go. As a matter of fact, one of the things actually that probably would not be bad. Let's go back to number 1 and scroll this down to 1. And alright, there we go. See, having something a little open-ended like that. No. Darn it. I did not want to have that missing there. There we go. Well, okay, maybe not quite like that. I did want it like that. See, I'm a perfectionist and I don't like the grain of the wood going the wrong way. Ah, goodness. Alright, there. I think that'll work. I think. It still looks a little dorkified, but whatever. Alright, so, obviously, just like those lumber trucks that are running down the road, we're going to go ahead and want our... No. There we go. We're going to want to place these puppies like that. There we go. Hey, check that out. Okay. Now we're talking. Now our cart is starting to get full of stuff. Now, obviously, the only thing you got to be careful of if you're carrying around a cart full of stuff is that it's going to fall on your head. So you definitely don't want that to happen. But, we can certainly now go and push and move our lumber and our stone off to our new building site. Huzzah! And hopefully it will not fall off in the process. Hey, come back! Yeah, look at it go. Now, check that out. Now, given all the weight that was in that cart, it managed to roll with just one little push over the edge all the way down to the bottom of that hill. So remember, weight does mean things. Weight is important. Weight is kind of critical, and I have the wrong thing in there. Where are my character tools? My manipulation tool. Alright, number 2. Can we pick up that log? See, unfortunately... Yeah, unfortunately all I can do is carry one log at a time. Of course, I can still sprint with it, so that's not that bad. But that's something to remember when... oops, I overshot. When you're trying to figure out a cart and whatnot, and obviously... There we go. Now, well, we can... You know, it never hurts to be able to fly. But obviously, if you can't fly, or even if you can fly, you can still only go... And there we go. Whoa. Oh, sorry. Let's go flying again. There we go. There we go. Hey, you. Come here. Come here. There we go. Now, those are some nice, neatly stacked logs. Much, much better. Okay. Now, if I start pushing this puppy, hopefully it won't fall all to pieces on me. Either that or I could have built a bigger cart. So, the idea being... Oh, now the weight's taking over and it's zooming down the hill. And... Now, right now... Whoa. Right now, they don't have it so that the weight works against you. In other words, if there was so much weight that I wouldn't be able to push it up a hill or something like that. Of course, yeah, I've lost my logs, but that's okay. So just something to keep in mind when as this goes along. Look at that, the rope broke and everything. So that's a brief tutorial on carts and wheels and timbers and how you're going to, if you want to make something that can move and maneuver, you definitely need to you need to build it so that it can be free floating. So I think that's gonna be it for the moment. Wow, really? Huh. I like how that's kind of all bunched up there. Chuck those rocks. I think our next episode is going to include how to obtain these resources. That's kind of the reason why we had a cart to begin with, and we'll go from there. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see. I guess the nearest forest is there, and the nearest mountains and whatnot are over there. But we will explore mining and logging and using the different tools that are available to us, which you can see right now at the bottom of my screen. So, man, I need to build a bed here soon because otherwise I'm gonna have problems. So, thank you for joining me, and let's before we go, let's go ahead and get our cart back in place here, so that we can use it again in the future. And there we go. All right. Yep. Yeah, because we definitely will need this, and I will do a little bit more research about like pulling and pushing and things, and perhaps there's a recommended means of getting things around and in place. All right. So again, thank you for watching, and I appreciate it. See you later. Bye-bye.
Beat it, or I'll call the Brute Squad.
I'm on the Brute Squad.
You are the Brute Squad.
You're so wonderful.